everybody, and let's just start from the beginning. You've only been in the business for about a year, right?
Yeah, I've actually been in about 13 months. Yep.
Perfect. So just take it from the beginning. What happened?
Well, basically, when I started, I came in November, would it be 2014, 15? Anyways, whatever. It's November 23rd, 2014, it must have been. I just came in, walked into this place, full beard, left the gym sweaty, and I needed a job. I grew up with these guys. Didn't know what I was going to do. I just lost a business recently, lost a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. You know the long story. Anyways, came into the business. First month, sold about 10 cars. They went 10, 14, 17, right into the 20s. We'll get into it later, the rest of it. But anyways, yeah, so the car business has been good. So here I am, and I'm loving it.
Awesome. So the point of our show is to basically talk to real sales professionals who are doing it live. So you've had great success. I know that over the course of 90 days, as soon as you got back from rehab, you actually sold 90 cars in 90 days. Can you just sort of walk us through like what a typical day looks like? How do you work your day?
A typical day for me. Obviously, it's changed since then, since I came back. I'm going to elaborate real quick on the 90 and 90. You know, when I got back, I was in rehab. We didn't touch on that part. But anyways, I got out, relapsed, went to Florida, came back, begged for my job back over here. And I had no leads. I didn't even have a cell phone because my brother had went through my phone and smashed it, basically. Can you hang on 1 second, okay? I got someone coming in here.
When you get a second, I need you to move your car because delivery trucks can't get through.
Can you have someone move it? Yeah. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Thanks.
Okay.
Sorry. So you'll be able to edit that out, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, so I got back. I had no cell phone because my brother had smashed my phone. I had a scratch paper. I lost all my customers because you remember, you figure in your phone, you have basically a Rolodex of all the people that you were working with or you knew or whatever, your warm list. I didn't even have anything. So when I came back in, I didn't take lot ups. I took as many internet leads as I could. I did get some help from some people, you know, like they knew I was coming back. So I got a couple people come in to buy a car off me. They liked me, whatever. So I didn't really have a schedule at that time. But then I got close to seeing that I was looking at numbers and I was selling, you know, it was I think 27, 33, 30 is how it went when I came back from rehab. But I saw that I was basically doing, you know, one a day. And then I started looking at what I can do to change my schedule. So now a typical day for me looks like, you know, get up at 4:45 in the morning. The first thing I do is I write down my goals, the list of my dreams and my goals that I have every day. Same things. I put a motivational quote and then write my list of my goals. I read a little bit out of my Bible or a daily devotion. Then put some food on, some coffee, whatever needs coffee. Get rolling, hang out there. I try to either go to the gym early in the morning or to try to get in here early. But by 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm texting, I'm calling, I'm Facebooking, I'm doing whatever I can do from 8 to 10 to basically get a hold of, in my opinion, that's the best time to get a hold of people. So that's 8 to 10, do the phones as much as I can, come in here. Usually I have appointments. I'm appointment only, so I'll do an appointment every hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on what we do. I try to see 8 people a day. Right now it's a little tough with the weather, but that's what I shoot for. And then the nighttime, the evening, man, get done at 8 o'clock. I work bell to bell every single day here. And then I go to the gym for 2 hours, work on my fitness.
How important is your fitness to your success?
My fitness is what keeps me. It's the one place I can go. I can put my headphones on and I can rethink about my day. I can reflect. I can push harder and get rid of the anger that I have, you know, every day. Like, let's be honest, every day doesn't go perfect, you know?
Customers are brutal.
Yeah, some days you know, you get some bad mojo going on. But anyways, yeah, so I'll go there and I'll pound it out. And I leave feeling like $1,000,000 and get home by midnight. I'll eat my last meal because I try to eat certain meals throughout the day. And then that's it, man. Get up and do it again.
So I know your 90-day average is right around 30 right now. Are you looking for a different goal for the next 90?
Yeah, actually, my next goal, and I got a couple goals. Personally, for me, I want to do 150 cars in 90 days. So that's what I'm shooting for. 150 cars. So, and I have an assistant, Brian, one of my best friends since I'm a kid. I'm kicking off, so I'm building up. I just got back from Florida, so I'm going to start that goal. The 8th, obviously, is when I really want to hit the ground running. As I'm just getting back through the first bit of work I've done. So I'm going to hit that 150 cars in 90 days. I want to try to get one of my other salesmen out here to hit 20 cars. I think it'd be really cool if I could bring one of those guys. You got a couple guys around the 12 mark. If I could get them to hit a 20 car month coming up here, I think that'd be pretty awesome. And then obviously I want to drop my body fat down to 5%. So.
Wow, 5%. And what are you at right now?
Probably like a 9. Yeah.
9%.
Yeah.
And how tall are you?
5'9" on a good day.
5'9" on a good day. Very nice. So there's a really cool thing here. So is your goal still one a day, even with this? If that's 37.5 units, do you just focus on the one per day?
I do. But I think I'm going to have to shift my goals. I'm going to have to increase my productivity to be able to get 90 days is going to be what? 50 cars a month, right? 50 and 30, basically.
That's right.
So yeah, so I gotta crank it up. So I'm gonna have to double what I do.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So we had talked earlier, and you had talked about you make more calls usually before people even get their coffee than they do all day. So do you have any tips for how to just dial as soon as you get to work, or how do you start dialing? Use your CRM, or how does it?
I do. I'm on my CRM. I have, we use Vin Solutions, so I can use that from my phone at any time. Now I've been able to build this kind of stuff, Facebook, working with Grant Cardone down there.
Mm-hmm.
I get a little bit of people calling me now, so it makes it easier. So I have people to call. Like this morning, my first text came in at 7:15 about a guy that wants to buy 2 trucks.
Nice.
But as advice, I'm a little bit of a prima donna, I guess because I don't go to the meetings. I don't suggest that people don't go to the meetings because then I think your GM will probably be upset. I don't go because I think my time is used better working than sitting up there because I can't relate to what they're talking about anyways. I'm just a different breed. But I think that someone should get their meeting. I watch the other people here. They come down. We have, the few meetings I've been into, you have a good meeting. They're pumped up. They hit the floor. They hit the coffee machine. And they hit a pack of smokes outside.
That's right.
And while these guys are puffing down 3-4 cigarettes and drinking a cup of coffee and talking about what they did last night and what's going on in the news or whatever, I've already set 3 appointments. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen. That happens every day.
Gotcha.
But you waste a half an hour of the prime time, in my opinion, jerking around outside.
And you never have an appointment before 10 a.m., right?
Me?
So, usually not. And that's why it's such a good time to call it normally. It
is, but I will do whatever I can do to get. If someone tells me they want to be here at 7:30, I'll be here at 7:30.
Okay.
Yeah, I it's what I can do. I'm in the service industry basically. I'm in sales. I'm service of what I can do. If a guy wants to buy a car at 6 a.m, I'm coming down here. I'm going to tell him I need the keys.
Sure.
They might not like that, but it is what it is.
So, I want to ask: do you ever get burned out? That's a pretty hardcore schedule. What keeps you going?
I don't get burned out, man. I could use a couple of Grant Cardone lines right there. I'm not a candle, so I can't get burned out. But let's be honest. I've been rich and I've been broke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be broke ever again. And I have a son that's relying on me and watching every move that I make. Okay, whether indirectly or directly, he sees what I do. He can feel the tension levels. He can feel everything I do. I have no motive. I have no burnout in my future at all, and I can say that with 100% certainty. Only way I'm going to stop is when I die.
Fair enough. You've got some great tips so far. You do a daily scripture. You do a daily learning, a little bit of training in the morning. I saw that list of books that you posted on Facebook, so you're always reading. Yep. You write your goals every day, which is incredibly rare. People don't do that. And you start your day off with calls as soon as you get to work. That's the hardest part of the day. You get that out of the way as soon as you get to work. So I've got a couple of questions now that are a little bit lighter. So what's your dream trade-in?
What's my dream trade-in?
That you would pick up if you saw a car come in.
Oh, that I would buy? Oh, probably I thought you were going to say something like, my dream trade in as a salesman is something obviously that's got some positive equity into it. The guy's got 800 credit score. But,
Sure.
For me, probably be a 2015 all blacked out Yukon Denali on 22s with maybe 5,000 miles on it. That would be my dream. That's what I like.
Very, very nice. Yeah, that's a question I like to ask because it's, material goods aren't everything, but it's a really easy benchmark. Once you can work backwards from a financial goal pretty easily. So you told me that when you first started, because you're a little bit different. Instead of an income goal, you sort of think, I want to get as much out of my day as possible.
Right.
Where do you think that mentality came from? Because most people just do the average. Why are you trying to get as much out of your day as possible?
Because then every day is not guaranteed, man. The next day is not guaranteed. But like we spoke a little bit, it comes from my addictions. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna be the best at whatever I can do. If I was a porter out here, this lot's gonna be completely dialed in. Every car is gonna be straight. They're gonna have gas in them. They're gonna look good.
Sure.
Anything I'm gonna do it to the best, to the extreme, every single day of my life. I don't know where that came from. Besides the fact that I think that sometimes I got stuck on. You got me paused. You paused me. Sometimes I think that I got stuck on basically fast forward from using some of the drugs I was on.
Gotcha.
And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing sometimes.
I've met a lot of car salespeople who've had addictive personalities. I think it's important to keep focused. Do you, when you have an up that doesn't go so well, do you reboot yourself or it just bounces off you?
Yeah, man. It's very, I don't want to sound conceited, but it's pretty rare if I have someone in front of me that I don't actually close them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they're in here, I become friendly with them or whatever. I'm good at handling the objections. And a lot of times, it truly is easy for me to sell them. So I don't have a lot of that problem. But the few that I've had, it's, a long time ago when I was a kid and I was first learning how to pick up some chicks, basically.
Sure.
A buddy told me, he's like, yeah, this guy goes, she might not like you, she might not like you, she might not like you, but that one over there just might like you. And I've applied that to every mentality and everything that I have in my mindset. And it truly is. If I just talk to more people, I'm going to win. It isn't, you don't have to be the best. I want to be the best, but you don't have to be the best if you talk to more people. So if someone gives me they're a bad up, they don't want to buy, and there's not such thing as a bad up. Half the time I can get them back in here. But yeah, I can brush it off to answer your question. Shake it off.
Awesome. So what are you doing to leave an impression versus another sales guy? Why you? Why buy from you?
That's a good question. I guess I don't really know the answer to that. Besides the fact that I can relate to anybody. There's not a situation. I'm like a chameleon. And it's not a fake chameleon. I'm able to sit down and talk with rich people. I'm able to talk with people that have poor credit because I've had poor credit. I'm able to, I've bought so many different cars from when I own my other companies that I can just kind of relate to them. I'm just a real person. And I'm going to shoot to you straight. I'm not going to get rich off every deal. That's not the plan. But I like to sell cars. I like people.
Fair enough. So then my final question is, what's your advice to a green pea? Someone just got in, doesn't have any bad habits yet, doesn't smoke a pack of cigarettes before noon like a lot of the guys that we meet. So what's your advice to the green pea?
Obviously, from when you sold cars that the new guys come in and they get sucked in instantly. You need to stay away from. You need to come in. If your goal is to make $100,000 or $60,000 or whatever it is, you need to lay out your goal. You need to stay away from basically people are going to suck the energy out of you because they come in good. Most of the new salesmen that I've seen come in here have started off really well, positive, and then they get in the group and they're talking about football and they're talking about this, talking about that, and the next thing you know they're not doing so hot. So the only thing what I would do if I was you is just stay to myself. Work your customers, get to know your manager, because you have a good relationship. Like I have a great relationship with my managers here.
Sure.
It goes a long way, Sometimes they want to help you make a deal. you know? So no, that's kind of what I would do. Definitely get along with the manager and stay away from everybody else and just work. You there?
Yeah, I think our connection maybe is a little bit poor right now. Let's see. I lost you for a second. I can hear you. Let's see. All right. It's back. Yeah, so that's great. Thank you very much for your time today. There's a lot of really good tips in here. And then just one more thing I wanted to add to your final statement. You know, being a top dog generally is sort of a lonely situation. Because you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with, and if you hang out with anybody on your lot, your average actually goes down anytime you associate with anybody else at the store. Right. So how do you deal with that?
I'm a loner. I truly am.
Yeah.
I hang out. I don't want it to sound like that because I know these other guys are going to see that here. I like everybody, but I'm on a mission. Okay? So right. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. And I've looked at that quote over and over and over, and I said, how do I apply that to my life?
Right.
You know, I hang out with my kid who inspires me, so I guess I'm the average of him. I have a lot of great friends, or even talking to someone like yourself, who I don't necessarily see every day, but with the virtual world, you're able to connect. You can basically surround yourself with people that aren't even with you. But at the dealership, it's a lonely road, man. You know, you just got to stay busy. I stay busy nonstop. That's it.
And God is also in your top 5, which brings the average up a lot.
Yeah.
So that definitely helps.
He's in like he's like, you know, without God and sobriety and my son, I wouldn't be here. So, and the dealership, to be honest with you. Those are the things that I got. So, I mean, I guess I do have a pretty good top 5 right there. And the gym.
Right there.
And I guess it doesn't have to be people, so.
No, the gym is great. And so the point of this podcast is to basically, I want to make a 30-minute show where salespeople can listen to it on the way to work or wherever and listen to the 30-car guys so they can hang out with other 30-car guys. Because it's hard. There is no exposure at your store. There's only one 30-car guy at every store. Everybody else is at 8.
Right.
So I want to create some resources and some actual way for you to connect. Because if you're connecting with another guy in another store that's doing 30 and you create that top 5, then it makes sense. Because you guys can share in the same realities versus people who don't.
Right.
So, I mean, there's really only one guy at every store that kills it.
I mean, is that how it is? You've been doing this business a lot longer than I have, so.
That's how it is. Every store is the same. And the average is 8, which is crazy because there's people who do 30, 40, 50, and the average is 8, which means there are people that are not doing 8. They're doing 4, 5, 6 cars a month.
We've got a few of those guys here, and that's my goal, actually, is to get these guys up. I would love to have every one of my salesmen here. They're not my salesmen, but at the same time, I feel like they are because I feel like I can teach them. I want to get these guys up to 10, 15, 20 car guys a month. And
I can see that in you. And that mentality of abundance is one of the reasons probably why that you're successful. Even though you're working solo, you're not only out for yourself.
It took a long time for these guys to get behind me, meaning the other salesmen. They're just now coming around because at first they were like, this guy, he takes all, he's making all the money, he's doing this, he's doing that. But when they realized that I truly want to help them, the shift's changed. I can think of one guy, Marcos in particular, who's dude knows everything about product knowledge. He's great. I mean, I go to him all the time, and I started using him because I'll be honest, I'm not a product knowledge expert. I'm just not. And I have him come in on some of my sales. We work deals together, and we're buddies now. And he's probably a 6-8 car guy a month, and I'd like to see him do some big things.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again for your time. I'll reach out. I'll put all this stuff in the show notes so people can really get the most out of it. And do you have any final words?
Yeah, man. Pretty much if anyone needs to reach out to me, find me on Facebook. Mark Jennison's my name, or even my cell's 239-405-1519. I always like to talk to people. And if there's anyone in Wisconsin, if there's anyone not car sales that want to buy or not salesmen that want to buy a car, come see me.
For sure. I like that plug.
But, all right, man.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Thanks.
You got it.
Bye. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/comeback corner. That's youtube.com/comeback corner.